Hello, welcome to another video from Far North Bushcraft and Survival. In this video we are gonna see if we can't learn a little bit about morel mushroom hunting. At least how we do it here in Alaska. I've learned a few things and so I want to share it with you. But before we get going, I want to give a personal shout out to the good folks good friends at How to Alaska. It was with their help that I was able to get started into searching for morels. Oh, I'd been searching for them before that, but I hadn't found any. But with their help, I was able to start finding them, and then I've been learning ever since. So, How to Alaska on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's get started, and let me show you what I've learned. Now this is in the cottonwood trees, and this here that I'm in line with, direct in line with, is an old cat trail. Okay, here is the first one I found in this area. Notice this patch of dirt just before the mushroom. It's direct on dirt. And here is another one nearby, and finally a third one in this area. A power line is another place to look. These are poplars here, cottonwood, and right over here is one. Now they, the clearing crews come through every so often, and they clear the brush on these power lines, and they kind of stir up the ground a little bit. There's another one over here, if I can find it. There it is. Now this looks like the growth, this is growing on top of deep growth, but it's really not. Right there is the soil. Okay. So anyway, they kind of stir up the ground, the power line clearing crews do, and maybe that helps the morels to grow. If nothing else, it does help to keep down the depth of the plant growth. Here's another one, I marked it right here. All right, now let's go back in the woods and take a look. I want to show you another location, type of location. Now these are poplars. And this is an old overgrown road. Now I've found them in roads. I found them on old trails. And right there is one. There we go. Now let's turn around. Oh, here's another one right here. I just come storming down through here thinking I knew where I was headed, when all of a sudden I discovered I was right in the midst of a whole bunch of them. Hopefully I'm pointing the right spot there. Let's see. Okay, there it is. They're kind of scattered all over up through here. And over here. Again, if you notice, they are growing right on the soil, or very close to the soil. There's very little overburden, very little detritus on top of them, on top of the soil. All right, let's take a closer look at this one. All right, this is the proper way to harvest them that I've been shown. Just slice them off like that. And there you go. That's a really nice specimen. I'm going to go ahead and collect quite a few here. When do I know when to start looking for morels? Well, here in our local area, we have a plant called chiming bells. Notice the state of development of the blooms. When they reach about here, then I know it's time to start looking for morels. Okay. Now if you wait a little longer, this is what they look like when they bloom out. These are called chiming bells. I'll put the name up at the top of the... I'll put the botanical name on the screen here. But that's how I know when to start looking for morels. Okay, now that we're done in this area, the next area we're going to head to is another one that is influenced by, it's a floodplain of a creek or river. And let's see if we find something there. Okay, I'm surrounded by alders here. This is alders. Now, over here is what we're looking for. Right there. Let's get a closer look. This is a morel. Now, notice how it's growing right on the soil. This is soil here. Okay, it's not deep in the leaves or other brush. It's growing right on the soil. Let's look for other examples. Now, this one's past prime. Most of these larger ones like this are past prime, so we may not pick any. Okay, right over here was the one we were looking at. Okay, I found another one over here. Right in there. I think we can see it in the camera. Is that it? Okay. It also is a little beyond prime. And once again, right there is soil. So it's growing right on the soil. Let's look around some more. Here's another one. Let's get a closer look at it. The same thing. Soil is right there. And it too is past prime. Now here's one in a little bit deeper cover, but yet still on the soil. See, right there is soil. Nice specimen there. Now, it seems to me See, we are in an area rather open to some extent, but here in the bushes it's tighter. And I think these type of mushrooms, at least this variety of morel, these big yellow ones, they like this moisture. Okay, they like heat and they like moisture. You get more out into the open, out of the bushes, and I think the soil becomes too dry to support these. Now this is a floodplain of a creek. These are cottonwood trees, and there's some alder mixed in. Same type of scenario. Right there by that rock. The top's knocked off of that one, so I don't think I'll harvest it, but over here is another one. And right up there is a couple more. Okay, here's my harvest from this area. And just to recap, good places to look are power lines, floodplains from creeks and rivers, or even lakes, where lakes might, wave action or something might work on the soil and the undergrowth. And you want to look for places where the soil is close to the surface. Also, the right time in the spring. The morels are only available for a week or two. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. I thank you for joining me, and we'll see you on the next video. Hope you guys have a good one, and I hope you learned something. You take care. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and give it a thumbs up and to share it, as well as subscribe so you don't miss any more. And check out these suggested videos here. Thank you.